What will you see? You will see what's on the screen. Input, parentheses, prompt, close parentheses. This is the name of the function and the arguments expected. Next, you'll see a little paragraph. This is the description of what this built-in function does. If the prompt is present, it is written to the output with a trailing new line. The function then reads a line from input. And I've highlighted the next sentence because it's very important. Again, the function then reads a line from input, converts it to a string. Remember what a string is. It's not converting it to an integer or a float or a boolean. It converts whatever they write into a string, even if it's a number, even if it's a float, even if it's true or false. It strips a trailing new line and returns that. Now, here's an example in the green box below. Remember, in the not IPython, but in the normal Python terminal shell, you see the 3 greater than symbols. This is telling us that Python's ready. In our IPython terminal console, we see the name of the line. So here they're using the traditional Python terminal. They're saying S is assigned input, and then they pass something to input. They pass this weird little dash greater than space. So when they run this, we see that dash greater than space. And where we have Monty Python's Flying Circus, this could be anything you typed. And they're saying that S, which is what they're naming their variable, is assigned the value from input. And what do we pass the user? Whatever's in those strings that's going into the function input. So we're passing the user the dash greater than space. So we're basically telling the user, okay, type something after this arrow. They type in Monty Python's Flying Circus. Then our next line of code, we just say S. So what does that mean? It's telling Python, give me whatever's stored in the variable X. Whatever in that bucket, dump it out. Well, we get Monty Python's Flying Circus. That's what the user typed. It was stored in that bucket, that variable named S. When we type just S, it prints us out the output. So the manual tells us exactly what to expect from the built-in function, how to use it, a simple example, and then other useful information. What you need to do is learn to read, interpret the manual. It's going to be a lifesaver. With any programming language, PHP, Python, R, always find the manual first and bookmark it. Make sure you know it. And just browse through it and figure out how it's written. Because all the manuals are written a little bit differently, but a lot of them have kind of the same information available. So I want you to open up Anaconda. When it opens, click on that spider to launch it. When that opens, I want you to focus in on that left side of the screen and type into the file. Type in capital name equals input, parentheses, quotes, tell me your name, semicolon, space, end quotes, end parentheses. Then, that does nothing. That's just assigning whatever the user inputs to the variable name. So you're going to see, tell me your name. You can type in whatever your name is, or whatever you want. It will be assigned to the name variable. Then print, parentheses, what am I going to print? I'm going to print a string first, hello, comma, name. So it's saying print the string and then print the value that's stored in name. So this is in your code now on the left side of your spider screen. Now you need to run it. So go to the green arrow, just like you saw in my videos, at the top of Spider and click it. If you hover over it, you'll see it. It'll say run. So click on that green arrow. Now look at your IPython console, which is in the bottom right, and you will see what's going to happen. It's going to say, tell me your name. Click on your mouse next to the end of the line and type in your name. Once you hit enter, you're going to see that it says, hello, whatever you entered. So you've got input from a user. It's amazing. It's magic. Here's exactly what you need to do. Left side, print out that code. Hit run at the top, which you don't see on the slide. And then in the bottom, you'll see tell me your name. I typed in Tim, and then it says, hello, Tim. Pretty cool. So putting it all together. What did we learn? We learned what variables do. They store information for us to use. Very handy. Must have in any programming language. I say think of them as buckets that you can fill with any kind of data and carry around with you as you progress in your code. What you need to do with variables, you need to name them consistently and always follow the naming rules. Remember, no spaces, no starting with $ or parentheses, numbers. Make sure you follow the rules. Whatever you do, be consistent. I will say this every week. Be consistent. Something else I'll say every week, comment your code. If you don't do this, I'm going to take off I will take off points from your assignments. There's no excuse. Like I said, I'm going to say it every week. So if you just completely ignore me, you're still going to see it on the screen. You're going to see it in the assignment instructions. So do it. It's a good habit to start with now, because wherever you go, whatever you do, you will be expected to comment your code, no matter what language. Also, play around with Spider. Hover over all the buttons as you're using it. Become familiar with the interface. Look at the menu items. Review the help. The variable explorer, like I showed you. The file explorer. Figure out how to set a working directory on your computer so you'll know where you're saving these files. Look at the Spider documentation online. This is important. This is stuff that you need to do on your own. Don't fear breaking it. Play around with it. Maybe there's something you want to change. Maybe the look of it you change. It'll make you feel more comfortable as you code. Whatever you want to do, just play with it. Practice, practice, practice. Everything you learn every week, you should immediately after you listen to the lecture, or even during, pause the lecture and try it out yourself. Try stuff that I'm not talking about. See what happens. Break it. Look at the errors. This is how you learn to program. Break stuff. It makes it fun.